Good evening, EiferRates here as always, and we have a little bit of a different version of vape mail for you today, so enjoy. So, in this episode of Vape Mail, I have a... Sorry, one second. I have a device that I've been waiting for a while now. Something really cool that I've been waiting for a while now. And it is a unicorn bottle. Look, I'm a unicorn. Anyway, no, that's not it. I'm just kidding. But it did come with it. The thing I'll be showing off that unfortunately you won't be seeing the unboxing for because I was just too damn excited. I had to open up and I had to try it out right away. Is ha la 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 the Tesla 2 Submod. Wahoo! And once again, wahoo! Sorry, I've been listening to old episodes of Kevin Smith's podcast Edumacation, and he did a weird impression of Albert Einstein, but that's besides the point. Here we have the Tesla 2 Subbox in all of its blue glory. I love this thing. This is kind of a first impressions video, and as you can tell, I already friggin' love it. So the reason I didn't get right to it is because the little vape intro that I did, I used my Redemption mech mod. So we're going to do a little bit of a drippy drew, and you're going to get a preview of the next juice I'll be doing, because I'm sorry, but I can't do the Space Jam review right now because I don't have any Space Jam. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a drippy drew with this e-juice, and I will be reviewing this very soon, probably next week. Maybe I'll show you a little bit of that review, little sneak preview of that review. I should say the review should be up next week, or in the next couple of days, maybe even. So maybe I'll show you a little bit of a preview of that review at the end of this one. Who knows? Or not this review, but this episode of Vape Mail. So here we have the Tesla 2, as I said, and it's a nice blue finish. Powder, like a powdered finish, as you can see. It is, what's it called? An unregulated box that can go up to 100 watts depending on your atomizer, and you plug it in to power it. It has two batteries that are internal batteries, so you're not going to really have to worry too much about anything like, anything like venting and stuff like that, because the batteries are built for this thing. But I'll get into that when I do an actual review. Oh, speaking of which, I'm delaying the review for this because I'm having an issue with it, which I will actually talk about in the review, and depending on how Angel Sigs handles it, that'll impact my my rating for it. Anyway, let me just show it off. So this is how you turn it on. It's 5 clicks on this little button to turn it on and off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flashes, and the light changes depending on battery life. So let's take a couple of tubes. I'm going to turn this way. And by the way, here's the build on this thing. It's a dual coil 6 wraps on a, I think it is a 2 millimeter screwdriver. 2 millimeter screwdriver, coming in at 0.2 ohms. So let's take a couple of side view toots. Just look at that. Look at how much vapor production this thing makes. It was like a 2-second hit. Excuse me while I take a sip of some generic cola. move back a little bit. Oops. Bumped into my little stand there. I mean, look at that. And it's not warm. The thing's not warming up. This isn't really warming up at all. I'll try to take a bigger toot off of it. The vapor's pretty warm itself. The atomizer doesn't get very warm, but the vapor itself is pretty warm. And I'm just going to drip a little bit more. So pardon the coughing. I'm not used to this warm vapor. I'm still getting into sub-ohming. This is probably one of the lowest ohm builds that I've ever done on a box mod. Ever. On mech mod, I can handle it no problem. But box mods tend to put out more power than mech mods. Especially ones like this thing. So... Oh, sorry, the headphones keep flashing, I know. I'll actually be thinking about doing other reviews as well. I'll do an EiferRates video for this thing. I'm not just going to do... I keep saying I'm not just going to do vape stuff, but I do a lot of vape stuff because I'm really into it. But I'll also do a review for things like this. These things are pretty cool so far. Anyway, I'll take a couple more tubes for you guys. You know, now that I've been vaping on this stuff for a while, by the way, if you're wondering what it is, I have the little order form right here. Because the name rubbed off. I could kind of read it. But it's called C-Desi by Excalibur E-Liquid. From Vape Caviar, which I'll post a link in the description if you want to check out all the liquids that they sell. I don't know if they make this liquid, I'm not sure, but I'll talk about that in a future video. Also, speaking of future videos, if you excuse me, sorry, it's the soda. I'm going to be talking about something that's kind of a newer phenomenon in the vaping community, and that is what's called temperature control devices and the kinds of coils they use, nickel coils, in a future video coming up probably the end of the week or next week. That's what I meant when I said next week. I actually meant the end of the week. I'll probably have a review for this. I apologize for the little mistake. I'm just really excited about this thing. This was a birthday gift from Sky, and as well as these. And it finally came, and I'm just super, super, super stoked about it. But anyway, I just want to take a couple more toots just to show it off. And you know what? I'll show you without the cap on. Hard to take a deep. So, sorry about that little interruption in the video. My folks are putting together a bird cage, and it was sitting in my room. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you this real quick. Look at that. Alright, now I need to do a little bit of a drippy drew. A little bit of a drippy drew. Drip, drip, drew, drippy drew, drip, drew. I'm going to post right here, and while I'm doing this drippy drew, I'm going to show you some still shots of my setup of a Tesla. It's pretty simple. So you just saw some still shots. I'm going to take one more tube and give you my verdict for this thing for my first impression. I'll take another tune. Excuse me. Like I said, it's a little warm. I'm not used to it. Anyway, so my first impression of this thing is that it is awesome. I will get some real world use from this thing and then report back to you in an EiferRates video. The next EiferRates video, of course, is going to be of this juice right here. Probably the first 30 ml bottle I've ever... Actually, it is the first 30 ml bottle I've ever bought, I think. Yeah, it's the first 30 ml, but not the biggest bottle I've ever bought. The biggest bottle I've ever bought is this Juicy Peach by Rocky Mountain Vapor, which was recommended to me by a podcast I used to listen to. Unfortunately, they stopped making it. I hope they come bring it back. So Vaporcast, I highly doubt you're going to see this, but I really hope you guys come back and start making episodes again, or recording episodes again. Anyway, because it's one of the best. It was one of the best Vapors podcast ever. It was great. Anyway, that about wraps it up for this episode of Vape Mail. Sorry, it's not the traditional episode, but I was just too damn excited. I had to open her up and try her out. So I'm going to say DFTBA and vape on. Hey guys, just a quick reminder to go down to CASA.org if you want to continue to be able to vape the way we like to vape, if you don't want big tobacco to take over the industry and make it so we can't use the devices we want to use the juices we want to use, and all that kind of stuff. I need you to take action, donate, do whatever you can. There'll be a link in the description, as always, and check it out. Go to CASA.org. DFTBA and vape on.